What's up guys? A few weeks ago I hit the 3,000 hour mark on the PC version of the game, which I know you might be thinking I should have more for the time I put into the game, especially when it comes to the 100 hour series, but over the past 8 months I have only really had time to play on stream or when I've been doing the 100 hour series, and oftentimes I would just do the 100 hour series on stream. But now with an editor on board, I have a lot more time to spend actually trying to rank up in this game, and with that I've been having a lot more fun. But what we are focusing on today are the more important things I've learned during my time in this game, the best advice I can offer for those of you who want to put in the hours of grinding, and basically my rundown of what you should be focusing on. While I've spread my time in this game between all aspects of gameplay, there are a few things I've noticed across the board that are essentials when it comes to improvement and winning more games. Speaking of improvement, if you aren't already a subscriber of the channel, make sure to sub and check out the rest of the channel's videos that also focus on improvement and helping people to get better at Rocket League. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Now, before we dive in, a quick word from one of my favorite sponsors. Today's video is sponsored by Raycon. Now, you guys already know I am a huge fan of Raycon's everyday E25 wireless earbuds. They are the only ones I use, and I still use them every single time I leave the house. They're perfect for working out, binging podcasts, or just watching your favorite YouTubers. They come in a compact little case that charges the earbuds 4 times in just one single charge. They've got incredible sound, an affordable price, and a compact fit with no dangling wires or stems, and you can see why celebs like Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson are obsessed with them. Raycon's doing things differently from other brands, from the way they design their products to the way they price them. They prioritize the customer experience while also offering a 45-day free return policy. Now, if you want to pick some up and get yourself some amazing earbuds while also supporting the channel, click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/Thanovic to get 15% off your Raycon purchase. Something I want to bring up because I know a lot of you have been talking about your own ranks recently and people feel that their rank after the update isn't representative of their skill level. Have a quick look at this. This is the rank distribution from last season. People who are sitting around Champ 2 and Champ 3 last season were sitting in the top 1% of all players in 2v2, which means that while the ranks have had a kind of soft hard reset, the level that everyone seems to know as Grand Champ is now sitting around Champ 2 and Champ 3. This is why you see a lot of Grand Champ level players from a few seasons ago being in this C2 to C3 region. But anyway, getting into the first bit of advice I have is that you are way more of a threat on the ground than you are in the air. Aerials are fun, and pretty much all the flashy stuff comes from aerial based moves, but you gotta trust me, bettering your ground game and becoming a more improved player with ground based mechanics are gonna help you way more in the long run, and here's why. When you're in the air, there are limited things you can do. If you have control of the ball, you can move to try things like air dribbles, flip resets, double touches, or just moving to try get a solid touch on the ball. And yes, these things are all pretty deadly and viable threats towards an opponent's net, but they are also limited by your boost. While in the air, you have no real way of changing your speeds or making your shot unpredictable unless you can get that flip reset or early touch early on in the process. But even still, these kind of shots can be read and countered by someone who is playing on the back wall. Now, when you're on the ground, your opportunities are endless. Not only can you constantly pick up boost and keep yourself in the action and give variety to your movement, but you also have more control over how you want to play the ball. You can dribble it on the ground, pass the ball, take the ball back and keep possession. You can take the ball into the air and begin an aerial based attack, or just get by with a simple flick. But with all of those things, you are still harder to predict than someone who is in the air and showing you their intention based on how they position their car. By improving your dribbling over your aerial game, you're going to be able to keep possession for longer, giving yourself an easier time getting around the opposition and create more space for your team, as you're barely ever going to be taken out of the play due to being low on boost or up the wrong end of the field for a long period of time, like you would do in an aerial attack that goes wrong. The easiest way to explain this in a way that isn't going to make aerial enthusiasts completely hate me is that if I'm dribbling up the field in a 2v2 situation, I have complete control of the ball. Now, if I move it to one side or flick it over someone as they come to challenge me, we are now left in a 2v1 situation where I still have possession and control again. This means I have more time and space to pass or try another flick or just to get a good 50-50 and have an easier time scoring. Now, you compare this to those players that take the ball into the air every single chance they get. Once you're in the air, you have a limited time to get your car into the right spot to follow through with whatever mechanic you're going for. And chances are, if you do beat one player, you aren't going to keep control of the ball well enough to beat the second player, which means you are now up the other end of the field with low boost while having your opponent's team start a 2v1 attack on your teammate. This is the concept broken down very simply. Keep grounded, keep control, and keep being unpredictable. As soon as you become a predictable player, you're going to have a hard time beating defenders. And I hear those of you who are saying things like, well, if I double flip reset, I can easily get it past two of them, or if I hit it really fast into a double touch, then they don't have time to react. Then yeah, of course. I'm not saying don't be in the air all the time. I'm just saying you have way more options on the ground, and for that reason, should prioritize getting better on the ground with ground-based mechanics first, because you aren't going to hit double flip resets every time you want to. And for those of you who do hit double flip resets every single time you want to, congratulations, we are all proud of you. Next, the most effective way of improving your mechanics and climbing the rank is to combine training, ranked sessions, and replay reviews. Let's say you want to work on something like dribbling. You head into free play and you grind away for half an hour just focusing on dribbling, different turns, some flicks, keeping general control of the ball. After this, you head into ranked, probably 1v1 so that you get the most time on the ball to practice your dribbling. You want to try to focus all your attention to working on your dribbling. This does mean not caring about whether you win or lose, and I know a few of you might argue this point, but long term, if you focus on whether you win or lose, you're not focusing on improvement and just an end result. Try to get this mentality out of your head and you'll be much better off the further you go. So, try figuring out in the moment when things are going right and when they might be going wrong. Then, try correcting them as you go. This seems pretty basic, but a lot of people just play on autopilot and don't think about it as they're playing. After about an hour of ranked, head into replays and go over a few of the games, just looking at that one mechanic and seeing how you might improve. A few good ways to watch over the replay to learn where you might be making mistakes is from a bird's eye view, from your opponent's point of view, or just watching it and slowing it down to check out where there might be any small things you might be missing while the game is going at normal speed. Now, mechanical training is going to be a lot easier than training game sense, but you should go into training general game sense in the same way. Focus basics in free play for a while, then go into ranked with your main focus being general awareness and trying to predict what is going to happen, making correct movements, and positioning in a way that's going to make your teammates have an easier game. Then afterwards, head into replays to look over everything and try to understand where you might have been rotating incorrectly, where you could have made better decisions to help your team out, and just generally where you could have played better across the board. Replay reviews are talked about all the time, but no one ever actually does them. Try them out and start to notice all the little aspects of your gameplay that might stop you from winning your games. Finally, the last thing you want to focus on is your mentality going into games. First, figure out why you play and where the fun is for you. Do you have fun when you're casually playing with your friends or when you're trying new things out for the first time? Always try to remember where the fun is for you, and if it stops being fun, don't force yourself to try and enjoy it. For me, the fun in this game comes from learning and improving. If I start trying to learn something and a week later I've become more consistent with this mechanic or this thing I'm trying to learn, the progress is the part I really enjoy. That's why you see all the videos of me practicing mechanics and you see me in free play all the time when I'm streaming. Find the thing that brings you the most fun and go with it. Over time, you're going to naturally improve, so your main focus should be to have fun along the way. Do what you love and don't worry about the rest. To wrap up today's video, I want to ask you guys what rank you are currently and what rank you want to be by the end of 2021. We all have our own personal goals that we're trying to reach. Let me know in the comments where you want to end up by the end of the year, and then we can all come back and see how close we got. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to head over to my Twitch and follow me there if you haven't done so, because we stream every single day. But that has been everything from me today. I'll see you all next time.